second of our interviews with leading people from across the Persian food community. Our first conversation was with the brilliant Dr. Babai, and we spoke about rice and the role it plays in in our culinary history. Obviously, we talked about rice, so it's only fitting to talk about the best part of the rice, which is clearly the tahdig. And I'm delighted to be joined by Sahar from the legendary tahdig lover, which I'm sure you're all aware of. The brand launched in December 2020, and just for context, it has 22,000 followers on Instagram, imports to 22 countries across 5 continents, which is quite remarkable. The range initially started with a tahdig kit, but has since expanded to a special tagine bundle and tahdig lover pots as well, and many more things, which I'm sure we'll cover in our conversation. There's more about Sahar and her story on our profile page, so please do check that out. As well as being the tahdig queen, Sahar is also a top football analyst, so she brings together 2 of my most favorite things in life. So clearly one of my favorite people in the whole world. So I'm delighted to have her with us. Sahar, welcome. How are you doing? You okay?
Thank you so much. Thanks for the lovely introduction. Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. You keeping busy? What's going on in tahdig world at the moment?
Yeah, I just launched my Nowruz kit actually. We started Nowruz kit last year. That was the first Nowruz kit, and this year it's got even much better. So yeah, that was launched last week. So go and check it out.
Yeah, what can we expect from your Nowruz kit? What's in it?
The Nowruz kit obviously has the typical sabzi polo, the herb rice recipe, and with the pots. But we also added some gas from Esfahan and then chai from Lahijan, and both of them are from Iran, like imported from Iran. So it's like handmade chai that I collaborated with 2 very inspiring women in Iran. They have a business, and their business is called Vash Tea. And so yeah, I worked with them, and the gas is directly from my hometown, Esfahan. I'm Esfahani, and so yeah, that's the kit.
Gosh, that's amazing. So you've actually gone, sourced right directly from Iran.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so the chai from Lahijan is from north, and they have basically a place for planting the chai. It's like handmade, hand-picked, not handmade. And the gas is also from the manufacturer, like directly from the source. So it's like 42% pistachio gas. And for our Esfahani viewers, they know what that means. It's like 18% to 42% the amount of pistachio in gas. So we chose the 42%, the highest one.
Wow. I mean, I asked Dr. Babai this last time about her relationship with rice, but what's your relationship with tahdig? How did it start? What's your earliest kind of memory of having tahdig?
How it started was like I opened a tahdig page 4 years ago, 2018, and I started reposting people's tahdig pictures, and it just grew my followers. I got to 3,000, and then when I was around 3,000, I lost my job during COVID, and then I was like, okay, I need to do something with my time. So that's why when I put my focus and my time on tahdig lover page, and then I grew the page up to 5,000, and I started doing the live shows on YouTube. You can check it out. And then I had shows with different chefs around the world. And when I got to about 10,000, I was like, okay, the brand, the logo is quite cool. The brand is getting popular. Like, let's do something with it, like maybe sell merchandise and everything. So that's how the tahdig lover kit started, which had the damgir, the dam koni, which you make the rice with, and that's a whole another story. So it's quite long, but it's like a rice bonnet, and then it came with saffron and spatula and barberries or zeresh. So I started with that, and people ask, how did you even come up with that? Honestly, I woke up one morning and I was like, what are the key, the essential ingredients for making tahdig? And I never seen damgir at like young people's home. Like it's always our grandmas, they have the very sort of flowery, floral pattern of the damgir. And you don't see it like, I don't see a lot of people use like a towel or like a hand towel. So I was like, okay, let's make that trendy. Let's bring this back. Because it's an old thing that our grandmas used to use a lot. And so yeah, that's how that started. And then in January, when I saw how popular the tahdig kit was, I started the tahdig pots, and then tahdig, that tagine bundle. So I see there are lots of kits for Japanese cuisine, Vietnamese or Italian. We see a lot of pasta kits and everything. And I thought, okay, let's do it for Iranian. And that's how the Tachin bundle started, with ground saffron ready to be used, because usually people use non-Iranians usually don't ground the saffron. So I make the 1 gram ground saffron. So you just mix it with water, you make the most out of the saffron and you don't waste it, as well as the garnish for the tachin, which is the pistachio, almond and barberries.
Just to get a bit geeky about this, right? So the pots themselves, was there a science behind how they're structured? I mean, is there a, because I've seen some, I haven't got one yet, and I will, I promise. I've seen some of the way these look, and they look like they're almost kind of formed for tahdig rather than just being a very good pot. So was there some?
It is a tahdig pot.
Yeah.
It is a tahdig pot, and I import them as well. So it's made for individual rice, for individual people, like for tahdig. So yeah. It's like non-stick, so yeah, it is made for tahdig.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. And then, so as a child, were you kind of obsessive about tahdig? Because it's like, I mean, we all kind of.
I think we all are. We are all, but like me, it's not like a childhood memory. But me, I'm always known for the person who cuts tahdig and divides it. So like, literally, when tahdig comes to the table, I cut it and I give it to people. So
right.
Like, I really care about people get the same amount of tahdig, because now I started a tahdig business and I always make tahdig at home. So I always divide it myself. So
you didn't give yourself the bigger piece, no? You kind of just on the. We spoke at length with Dr. Bobby for in the last conversation around kind of history of Persian food and the role it plays in that culture and that sort of stuff. I mean, a big part of the reason why I started doing this whole Persian hospitality thing is, and it is very much a passion project. Obviously, I've got a day job, but it's to try and get some more English language insight into our food and our culinary history online. Because I unfortunately can't read or write in Farsi, but whenever you Google anything about Persian culinary history, there's not much on there. You know, it's very kind of, you know, it's also written often not by Iranian people. You know, you just get this kind of third, fourth, fifth hand view of certain things. So. Just on your travels and with your kind of knowledge and insights, have you seen anything about the history of tahdig at all online? Is there anything you know?
I did Google just to see the history of tahdig. Honestly, there are some stories like I don't really know. I don't really rely on them. But there was one story which was quite interesting, that during Qajar time, Qajar Shah, the servants used to go for the rice leftovers at the bottom of the pot, or aka tahdig. And they started talking about how amazing this is, the leftover rice at the bottom of the pot. And the Qajar Shah heard the people were talking about it as servants, and he asked them to bring some for him. And that's how tahdig became popular and started to be a thing, a dish, a side dish, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the stories I read about it. But honestly, we don't know. I mean, I don't really.
As the world's foremost tahdig expert, right? This is the title I'm awarding you today. So congratulations. What are your top tips on a good tahdig?
My dad always says, actually, that always soak your rice to get the best rice. I mean, not even, because tahdig wouldn't be as nice if your rice itself is not cooked well. So soaking is the most important part, and being patient. Some people turn up the heat, 45 minutes, I want to have tahdig, but no, it's at least an hour, you know, right. Low heat, let it cook, and you will have a crispy tahdig. So it's patience, length of time, that there's a length of cooking, and soaking the rice.
Okay, soaking the rice for how long? What's your top tip for that?
I would do it for 8 hours at least. So
really?
Whenever I want to have like a rice, I always do it the night before. I put it in the fridge for 12 hours or something.
Really? Okay. Excellent, good, top tip. And obviously use the tahdig lover pots as well, which will make them even better, won't they? So good. Yeah,
yes, good. I honestly, for our Christmas dinner, I made tachin. So it's actually, there's a picture on our Instagram. I made 5 tachin for 5 people. It's amazing. Like, I love tachin with tahdig lover pots. Like,
yeah. So you can get them as individual. I mean, this isn't hard sell for your product, but just out of interest, you can get them as individual, kind of one person portion pots. Can you? And then you
Yes.
can, and they're big. Yeah. Okay. Fine. All right.
Yeah, so you get one, it's all one person, and you can have like 5 of them because they're like small and they fit in the oven. Like I can fit in a normal house oven, it would be, it can fit 6, 7.
Well, how do you feel when you have a really good tahdig? Like, what is it? What emotion does this stir in you?
Well, I never thought about the emotions that go through me. And my favorite tahdig is, I would say, rice. Definitely rice, just simple one.
No, none of this potato.
No, favorite Indian potato. But yeah, rice would be my favorite. And emotions, I don't know. Never thought about that. I'll get back to you with that. Like what?
Okay, all right, okay. But what's kind of next for Tahdig Glover? Because obviously, world domination has kind of succeeded already. So congratulations on that. So what's
I don't think so. It's just a long way to go. But the next thing is I'm bringing 2-person pots, like for 2 people. So same, yeah, that people wanted that. And then I am trying to sort of change suppliers and have the individually like branded pots. So I'm trying to do that and then go to stores basically. So the 2-person pots are out in about 3 weeks. End of February, it's going to be launched. So that's not a big thing, I would say. But this changing suppliers and going to stores is one of the biggest thing now, my plans. So yeah.
So actually going into kind of physical retail outlets, it's amazing. So what kind of shops are you thinking in the UK, I guess?
Planning to go on Amazon. I mean, I already have an account on Amazon, but I never got around to do it on Amazon. So hopefully I'll go on Amazon Prime EU, UK, and US. And then shops, I would say I'm gonna stick to the UK for now.
Yeah. And finally, if a non-Iranian person was looking at this now and they haven't tried tahdig before, how would you sell this to them and tell them it's the best thing it's going to change their lives?
The reason I have videos on Reels videos that I'm cutting tahdig is because that I want to attract non-Iranians, because the ASMR, as they say, the cutting of tahdig is just amazing and people love that. You get attracted to it. I mean, funny enough that you mentioned that, I have like 40% of my customers are non-Iranians, and they come to me, message me, say, oh yeah, I found your page and I bought your kit and I'm following your recipe and I made it. It's amazing. So honestly, tahdig speaks for itself. That soft, golden, crispy rice speaks for itself. I don't need to explain. And but even when I explain to like non-Iranians, say, what is tahdig? Say it's the bottom of the rice, buttery, saffron, crispy. They're like, oh wow, I want to try it without even seeing a picture of it. So yeah.
Okay, butter and saffron and crispy is a great way to end this conversation. I'm going to go and eat some rice. It's very early, but I'll have some rice anyway. So thank you so much for this. Thank you for your time. I'm really grateful. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you. Thanks again. See you soon. Thanks a lot.